Hey, we're live. صباح الخير.
Alright. صباح النور.
طبعا اليوم we
Well,
have رضا all the way في الشرقية. أنا
yeah,
I'm
I've been
still هنا
traveling.
في كاوست في جدة. صباح الخير everyone.
صباح النور.
كيف الحال؟
والله tired, lack of sleep. It was a late night flight.
How was your
It's
flight?
all good. Flight شوف I think progression wise it gets tiring after يعني some time.
يعني especially احنا كمان the flight from كاوست لسه you have to drive to the airport بعدين wait in the airport بعدين get in the plane the trip then it can be
Yeah,
hectic.
so all in all it takes يعني هي طيارة ساعتين تقريبا.
Hmm.
بس all in all it takes like 8 hours 9 hours depending on متى
Oh,
بتطلع متى بتوصل المطار متى بتنتظر في المطار بعدين بتوصل your destination and then you have to like it's an extra like hour drive, so it's 8 to 9 hours of like travel time.
it's a full
But
day.
like يعني yeah like شوف هي it's fine and all is well if it, like if you're like in your 20s, but
Oh my
like
god. Aging
if you're yeah if you're
aging is
our
not
age
fun.
then no, aging is not fun, especially if
I
you're
mean,
our age then
we're not old, man. We're definitely not
we're
old.
we are older than ourselves before. I'm not comparing with other people, right? I'm not
Yes.
comparing my pain tolerance, my body with other people. I'm comparing it with like how did I feel about this 5 years ago versus today? Because like I've been doing like I've traveled this distance a lot. Like I've traveled these destinations a lot. Now I can feel it more on my body than before. يعني like من قبل عادي إنه أصحى like أوصل متأخر بالليل أنام like I wake up at 6 7. I'm like
Mm.
okay أقدر أعيش يوم كامل. الحين كده like أوصل I have to sleep 8 hours minimum and then I wake up like back hurts, shoulder hurts. Like you feel it like okay I need some ibuprofen, some Benadryl, something like to take this pain off. So it makes
Well,
its life light.
aging is real, man, and
Yeah.
it hits you hard. Like I feel like at certain critical ages, يعني you're fine for a while, and then you reach that certain age, then you feel like okay, your body just aged all of the sudden. I remember from my experiences, like I think 25, past 25, I felt kind of a beginning of a degradation in my body's and cell, and my
Mhm.
body and cells. So like recovery time after a workout, sleeping hours, the type of food, it affects me much more significant. And
Right.
yeah,
I think the type of food is also very important. I think your body does not digest the same things as before.
yeah, definitely.
Um,
كل الفانكشناليتي حقت الخلايا حقت الجسم تتغير. It becomes slower. It's slower to produce energy. It's slower to recover. It's slower to even create new cells, which is sad. It's really sad.
I mean, it's normal biology, so it's okay.
One second, I need to grab my water.
All right.
Water is life.
Oh yeah, I am drinking water.
Yeah, proud of you, man.
خلاص بديت أشرب ماي. قاعد أحاول أزيد الانتيك of water. But it's not like with all transparency and honesty, it's not going so well.
It will get better. But I mean, since we're talking about aging, that's a topic I feel like have been lingering with me for a while now. And I think maybe we touched on it before in one of the episodes. We did not really talk about it that much. Is like in this age, I mean, the more we advance technologically and the more knowledge we have, the expected age, average age of an individual is increasing. Like I think yearly, it's increasing. You compare, I don't know, 5 years ago, the average age was not the same as today. Today, a 50 years old, 60-year-old is not considered like an old person. They can still function for themselves. Some actually work, some of them running their own businesses. And that's not the same case if you talk 5 or let's say 10 years ago, to be fair. And it's still increasing. Like I feel in the next 5 years, especially with this crazy advancement that we're living in right now, the average age for a human being, I think it will easily reach 90, 80, and some people even is speculating that it would reach 100, 110 years old easily. So I see something scary there, because the older a person get, the less contribution they provide or they put into the economy or into society. And society kind of stops seeing a use for them, which makes them, I don't know, lose value, lose purpose for themselves. It can get really dark or depressing, let's say, especially for some cases that people do not have kids or come from a different cultural background. يعني الحمد لله احنا الكلتشر حقتنا او في السعوديه او ديننا, it supports the connection between the older generation and the younger generation and how we take care of each other. In some cultures, that's not the same. So what I mean is that the older we're gonna get, the, I don't know, less purpose we're gonna find for ourselves. And the other thing is, like, if society doesn't need you, has no use of you, what are you gonna do with your life? And if you cannot support yourself, what's gonna happen? Who's gonna help you? I don't know. Robots at that time can provide some assistance. This is that a life do you want to live? Like just get an assist supported by a robot till you die? It's kind of sad. It's really sad.
Well, I mean, you can take it from multiple points of view. It is very sad to lose people at a young age, right? It is more, I think it's at least, it feels worse when someone passes away at a younger age versus at an older age. Like, for example, if a grandparent, right, like if someone has children and has grandchildren and
Yeah.
they just passes away at the age of like 50, the entire family will feel it more than if they pass away at the age of 70 or 80, right?
True.
The older you grow, I think the easier it is for people to accept the loss than the younger you are, right? Also, we are used to it. Like we are humans. Okay, so this also comes in terms of like how we remember things. We as the humans, we don't remember things as films. We remember them as pictures. I forgot who said this quote, but famous, I think, researcher said this, where I will check it up later on. But like we remember things as pictures, and we are creatures of recent times. So we remember and feel recent times more than past times, right?
Yeah.
We remember good times. We remember like snapshots of great memories, but we cannot remember everything that happened throughout that. Like for example, if you travel, you could travel for like an entire month, but you're not going to remember that entire month. What you will remember is like snapshots of like specific events or specific
Yeah.
times of that month, which makes it easier for you to like just remember the good times, but also makes it very easy to remember bad times. I think it's similar things when it comes to aging, where the more time you have with people, the more snapshots or like snapshots or like pictures of good memories that you'll form with those people. Now, unfortunately, you'll remember the last years spending with them more
Yeah.
than the previous years, right? So the older a person gets, like if someone is past the age of 80 or past the age of 90, it's likely for them to have very poor like health. At least for now, we remember like you'll remember that time, like if they're suffering in the hospital, if they're going through like diseases, like different types of like health issues, you'll remember their struggles at that time
Yeah.
more than what you remember like throughout like their 90 years of living, right? Or like if you spend time
yes.
like 50 years of living healthy lives, you had great memory with them. Unfortunately, you'll remember those like last couple of years of, unfortunately, it's some people are fortunate and lucky where those years are like peaceful, there's no health issues, there's nothing, and they have a wonderful time. But I think, especially with the advancement of medicine, what we are doing, we're delaying, we're assisting people to live longer by medicine, by antibiotics, by different technologies, but we're also seeing very worse diseases, a lot worse diseases coming out today than before.
Yeah.
I don't think people dealt with like cancer or Alzheimer or all of these diseases like, I don't know, 100 years ago. People did not live to the age where these diseases are like prevalent. Like ما حد عايش I think 100 years ago ما حد وصل، or في ناس اكيد في ناس عاشوا ل 90 و100 واكثر، بس الاغلبيه المجتمع ما كانوا يوصلوا like ممكن 60 70 and like that's it, like you get a viral infection and it's
Yeah.
a good game. But like today we can delay that and we see more diseases coming out, and then we see their suffering. Once you see someone suffer, then you remember those more because you remember the last few years with them more than the majority of your life with them. Now, that's sad from that perspective, that you're saying, okay, they're living, we allow the average age of human to be extended. Then when we extend that average age of human, we also see a lot of the diseases that we would not know, like we wouldn't have known about, like because
And we don't know how to deal with it.
Yeah. So for now, I think for now, again, technology is crazy. Technology is really good. AI would be very helpful. Now, the sad part is aging people with no help and support. That is the really sad part, right? If people who are aging past 70, where they no longer are self-sustained, they are no longer able to take care of themselves, they are no longer able to like function or gain like economical value to them, or any kind of like self-purpose, like خلاص ما تقدر تتحرك، ما تقدر تسوي ولا حاجة, you rely on others. Now, if you don't have someone from your own family, your own blood taking care of you, that becomes sad because you're just relying on strangers. And those strangers are expecting either a monetary feedback or like some form of salary given to them. And if you cannot provide it, then it becomes even worse, right? So from those perspectives, I think, yeah, it is sad, like Dar al-Ajaz or Lamakin. Like,
yes, I was reading this book called Being Mortal, I think. Okay. It's a very, 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 very depressing book. Okay, it's very interesting. It was written by a doctor. It's not a new book. I think maybe it came out early 2000s, late 90s. But the doctor was kind of writing about it from the perspective of medicine and aging and medicine, like how we deal with mortality and how they deal with mortality and the medical field. So I remember in part of the book, he was mentioning that, okay, there's a field, I just looked it up, but I still cannot read it correctly, I think. It's called geriatrics. Yeah, a geriatric medicine. It's the type of medical specialty that focuses on addressing unique health issues for old people. It's very kind of specialized, only for old people, to address their problems, usually health issues that they face. And the funny thing, like me and you right now, we don't even know this field or specialty, because very few people starting early 2000s, late 90s started going into that field or specializing to that field in the medical field. Because there's no financial incentives, there's no career growth, there isn't all these incentives for any doctor to go into this specialty. So an equivalent that our age average is increasing, but there's no one specializing in that field to take care of these people. Because usually, an older person would go to a doctor or their doctor, and they'll be like, okay, I have these issues. My back hurts, certain things hurt, my hip, there's something wrong with it. And usually they'll focus on the symptom, fixing the symptom, and move on. We're gonna fix your symptom. But it's usually coming from something related, like most of the time. That's what he was addressing in his book. Coming from a lifestyle thing. Either something that affect them psychologically, which affect their lifestyle, what they do day to day, how they take care of themselves, like sleeping patterns, food patterns, diet, and all of that. So such field in the medical and medicine is specializing into that to go dig deeper into that aspect, not only fixing the symptom, which would give them like a more normal, more healthier lifestyle. So he gave two examples of older people. One of them, let's call her, I don't know, Ellen. She is in her late 60s, but she has been taking care of herself her whole entire life. She supports herself, she still works, she drives herself, she does her groceries, she does her laundry, and she's been living like a fulfilled life. She feels fulfilled. And the other person kind of had to quit their job. Let's call him Sam. Had to quit their job, and because they're getting older, they're suffering back pain. Nobody taking care of them, and they both kind of struggling with old age symptoms. The thing is, in the first case, Alan, if she once she passed away or she was in the deathbed, she feels like she got a fulfilled life. Like, I can go now.
Right.
Have my children visiting me. I visit them all the time. I have them around me. I've been doing these things that I love for my entire life. So I feel like I had a full life. The other person felt left out. There is no one to take care of them. There is no human connections. Their friends kind of passed away before them. So there isn't any, or let's say really, really few human interaction or human connection. So I forgot my train of thoughts. But what he was trying to say with these two comparison lists is like to try to have a full life as much as you can. And by saying a full life, to not dedicate your whole entire life for your career, for your professional career and job and, I don't know, money. Oh, and at the same time, to not dedicate your whole life to serving people, serve your family. And you have to have a full life where you balance both. Let's
Right. So طيب so بالعربي اسمه طب الشيخوخة. I
طب
just learned
الشيخوخة.
that. So it's
Okay.
طب الشيخوخة. I don't know if it's common. Again, I do not expect it to be common where we يعني احنا عايشين في الحمد لله like the average age حقنا هنا في السعودية is like what around 30, 33, 27 to 33.
Yeah, we're still young.
Most of our population is young. So
For now.
we don't have a lot of like right now صح. But there are like I don't know. I think you are absolutely right. Like if you have a good quality of life as you are aging,
Yeah.
because you're taking care of yourself, like in terms of like الرياضة. كم واحد تشوفه في الجيم عمره أكثر من 50؟ من ناحية الصحة كم واحد تشوفه ياكل أكل صحي عمره فوق ال50؟ المشكلة الدايت حقنا احنا في العالم العربي like جنرال أكلنا ما هو مرة صحي. خصوصا في السعودية أكلنا الطبيعي العادي مو مرة صحي. واجد أكثرتها تكون like إيش like دهن زبدة سمنة سكر تمر like رز. Our diet also affects us, like it makes us age worse, I guess. But also the older you get, if you don't pay attention to your diet, things become worse in terms of your quality of life, but also in terms of like physical health. لأنه في حاجة مرة مهمة. المزارعين, at least where I'm like in a region where في حولنا مزارعين واجد. المزارعين الكبار في السن اللي أعمارهم, some of them are like early in their 90s or late in their 80s, ولسه يروحوا المزرعة, لسه يروحوا يطلعوا النخل يخرفوا النخلة, لسه يعني يروحوا like with their مواشي ويتحركوا ويطلعوا regardless إذا الجو حار بارد, like they still go and like do these extreme physical activities.
It's what they do. Yes.
And I can guarantee you they have better physical strength than you and I. They have better like physical health than you and I. They don't suffer from diabetes.
Yes.
They don't suffer from high cholesterol levels. They don't have any like blood pressure or whatever. And they live good lives. Right? At least المزارعين اللي like I see some of them. And some of them like still struggle and fight to take their produce. يعني تشوفه يقعد بدري الصباح يروح يحصل المحصول حقه ويطلع على الحلقة or like سوق الخضار, and he's like trying to sell his produce. And yes, life has been tough for them, but like health wise, I think they're extremely happy. Like health,
And yeah,
like
health wise and fulfilled life. I don't think they're
yeah,
struggling from, how we see it as struggling, I feel like they have a fulfilled life. They're generally happy. But like you said, it's definitely okay, diet plays a big role. But I think physical exertion, like you can see it. Okay, our diet might not be the best, let's say, in the region.
no,
بس يعني compared to people عايشين على البحر الأبيض المتوسط، دول عربية مثلا، I don't know، لبنان، سوريا، فلسطين, all these countries around بلاد الشام.
Mediterranean.
Yes, the cuisine, if you look at it from that perspective, it might not be the healthiest, but it's actually really healthy for you. Like they drink olive oil in the morning. It's not like only in food with
Right.
high quantities, but they work. So physically,
Right. So it's like it's an engine, right? If you give me the fuel and
yeah,
I'm burning it, right? If I'm drinking olive oil sabah because I need something high in calories, low in monetary value because I cannot afford anything else, but also I don't have the time. So
yeah,
I'll take some olive oil وبطلع المزرعة وبقعد like for
yes,
6 hours working with my hand with my labor. I think my body is gonna burn this fuel. I don't think my
definitely,
body is gonna store fat. But
yes,
also I'm building muscle, right? So if
yes,
you can retain your muscles as you are aging, if you can retain your muscle like weight ratio as you grow older, I think you'll have a much higher quality of life than a person who's like at a specific age they just
true,
decide to sit down and do nothing, right? So the diet plays a role. Like if you're eating a high amount of calories because you cannot afford because also there's a relationship between cheap calories and expensive calories, right? Like sometimes you just need the fuel source at the lowest cost possible because
yeah,
you have to work, you have to do physical exertion. Then I understand if you're eating a lot of like fatty foods, if you're eating a lot of fat, because you do need those calories because you have a lot of task in hand versus I'm just eating these fats, these food because they're cheap calories, but
yeah.
I'm not burning them off. Then like it becomes an issue. You've seen like there are some people on YouTube where they go on like a McDonald's or KFC diet like for a month or 2 months, and
So bad.
what's the important? Yeah, it's really bad for them. But there's an important thing they do. They eat all of these bad fast foods, high fat calories, but they immediately go to the gym and they show you in like this
Mm,
video, they're burning them off. They go so much physical exertion to burn off like 2,000 calories, 3,000 calories because you the idea is like you're an engine, right? Our bodies are engines. If you're moving, if you're exercising, then you need the energy source, then you need the food to burn it. But if you're just sitting down, you're not moving, you're not doing anything like in terms of like physical exertion, you shouldn't eat a lot of these high calorie food, but also you're going to lose muscle. So imagine gaining fat, losing muscle, not moving.
become
Like
a blob.
yeah, like and like it's just we
and
are
and the
all
muscle.
victims of technology.
Yes, of just sitting
Because
down,
yeah,
either working at a desk or watching on your phone or watching on your TV screen the whole day. The physical exertion requirement is much lower. Like you don't have to go and farm the land. You don't have to build things because things are getting done for
to
you because technology is meeting these needs.
you don't
And
even have to put like physical movement to get food.
yeah, yeah, you can just order it, and like within minutes, it's by your front door. But that's I think a big issue because we're not required to put this physical exertion, so we don't do it. But it's very essential for your existence to to
Uh,
live to live literally like I don't know healthy. And the muscle mass, like you mentioned, I think a lot of people are talking about it now. It's like above 30 or 35, you start losing muscle mass if you don't maintain it. And it
right.
becomes harder to gain muscle mass. And let's say, okay, muscle mass, why is it important? Because it's supporting your skeleton, basically. So at an older age, the falling becomes less. You're less susceptible to fall, break your hip, break your back. You can more support yourself more. You can, stand up straight. You can stand up by yourself. You can basically support yourself, meet your own needs.
I think about the human body as a car, right? You want your car to you want your car to run as efficiently as possible and last as long as possible. So what do? You give it high quality fuel, right? You pay the premium. You'll give it the highest quality fuel. That's one. Two, you'll make sure everything is well maintained, and you'll make sure that you're not losing like your tires. You're not losing your all of these perishable things in your car system. You constantly replace them. Now, in a similar fashion, if you take a car and just park it, not move it, it will still decay, right?
Yes.
Like there are things in the car that will just continuously decay, similar to the human body. Your like fuel source is important, your maintenance is important, but also your like movement. Like you have to constantly move, you have to constantly change your oil, you have to constantly change your like tires, in terms of like, okay, I need to make sure that I'm building my muscles, making sure that I'm regenerating my muscle tissue, I'm regenerating my body in a healthy way, right? I think you change your entire the entire human body cells, like all of it changes like every 7 years or something, right? So you want to make sure that every 7 years that you're at least your support system, your like your muscles that are supporting your heart is a muscle. The entire every essential body is supported either by a muscle or itself is a muscle. So if you're not exercising them, if you're not maintaining them, if you're not making sure that they're
So talking about the food source, the sad part is like it is the cheaper or available options are really bad. Like most of them are processed food, artificial flavors, and they're really bad for you. Like, okay, they give you the calories that let's say you need, but your body is not designed or doesn't know how to process them. It's either they.
I think what's worse than processed food is some يعني في انواع من الادويه are really bad. Like I've experienced this. Like في احيان اخذ نوع من انواع الادويه and then like immediately my body just by itself just gains weight. I don't need to change my diet. I don't need to touch anything. Just you take these medicine and like your body like just fluctuates in weight. So نوع الادويه اللي قاعدين ناخذها, نوع antibiotics that are in our food. Like some of the food, like if you go like to these chicken or cow farms or whatever, like they give a lot of these like medicine to these animals that then propagate to our bodies. So not just like the food being processed, not just like having added colors or like having added like weird types of like fats.
أنا قصدي the available food. يعني to eat healthier, you need to go an extra step and spend probably more money, and not everyone can afford this.
That's the point. Like if we want, because we have a large amount of population on Earth, and if you want to feed everybody, you have to make sure that you can feed everybody at a reasonable cost. So what do? You need to make sure that you have more chicken. You need to make sure that you have more cows. But if I have more chicken in a small area, then I have diseases. So okay, I need to inject all of my chicken with all of these different
antibiotics,
like all of these different like pharmaceuticals, right?
Yeah.
يعني عدد الأدوية اللي تدخل في الأكل حقنا قبل ما يوصل لنا is crazy. عدد المبيدات الحشرية اللي تروح على like إيش خضار نبات أي حاجة ناكلها either فيها مبيدات حشرية or فيها نوع من أنواع like الأشياء الكيماوية دخلت فيها, right?
Or genetically modified.
Genetically modified, I think I'm fine with them. I don't think they're gonna harm us. But like it depends on how they're genetically modified, right? But like خليك من genetically modified. Like okay, let's assume no GMOs. Just go to any like farm or like any regular farm. The amount of pesticides used there is just crazy, right? So if I'm even if I'm trying to eat healthy, if I'm eating if I go vegetarian or worse vegan, right? I'm still ingesting a lot of really bad things into my system.
Yeah.
If I go into like animal food, if again we're trying to find like affordable food products. I'm not gonna go full organic, fully imported. Like ما بتدفع للدجاجة 70 80 ريال, right? Like you're not gonna do that. Yeah, you'll buy a regular chicken 20 ريال maximum وبتستغليها بتقول ليش الدجاجة like it shouldn't be that expensive. And I agree, it shouldn't be. But like for us to make it affordable, we have to mass produce them. And in mass production comes like the dark side of it is that now you have all of these like pesticides going in, all of these like
غير المايكروبلاستكس.
غير المicroplastics. So all of these things are also going into our bodies, right? And then you have forever chemicals, which is a discussion for another time. I'm preparing it. But like, يعني there's a lot of things going into our body. Even if you try to maintain a healthy life, right? There are still all of these downsides to like saying, I'm getting like poisoned by almost everything around
from
me.
everywhere.
So the least thing I can do is at least burn it off or get it out of my system.
Yes, exercise. And like I mean, I keep telling my friends and the people around me, like, not necessarily like go to the gym, lift weight, just do anything that physically exhausts you. I don't know, start gardening, man. Like, do anything physically, literally walk, run. You don't have to be like a gym bro, you don't have to be like a pro runner. So I just physically exhaust yourself.
Right. So after I hurt my knee, it was like, so I'm still like, again, I'm saying things that I do not necessarily practice, right? Like, but I try my best to eat like good food, good quality food. I would spend a little bit extra to get like good quality food because I do care about like the food source that I'm taking. But me going to the gym, sometimes, most of the time, I really don't have the time. Like, just not okay. So again,
that's BS.
Yeah, right. I know what you're about to say. I do have the time to go to the gym. I do not have the will or the energy to go to the gym.
Fair.
Right. So if I'm working like in the lab, I'm just standing most of my day. I don't want to like. Again, it's all mental. I think I can. I believe that I can. I just don't necessarily practice it. But like,
but here's the thing. I mean, if you
wake up every morning super early, and I right, like for me at least, I do wake up super early, and I do try to go out for a walk at least 30 to 40 minutes, like almost every day. Like I try at least that.
I mean, what I was saying when I cut you off is that even at the lab, okay, I think there's a delay between my voice and your voice. Anyway, I'm gonna keep going with my point. I'm like, okay, even if like lab work is physically draining, you know, I think you're still burning. Like if you're standing, moving around, trying to connect things and moving, picking up things, connecting things, and then making sure everything is aligned. So that I think plays a role. Okay, maybe not enough to, let's say, build muscle mass, but it is physically exhausting. So I mean, you have to give yourself a break. Like working at the lab is very mentally and physically exhausting, especially if your work is experimental. Because I mean, you're not just only moving around physically. You have to be really focused and very, very precise. One mistake, it will cost you like 3 hours, 4 hours, you know, or sometimes days of work. So you have to be very careful, very precise, and delicate with the things that you're handling. So I mean, I don't blame you that even after that, like, I'm not gonna go to the gym. There's no way I feel I have the will to go to the gym and, like, let's say, lift weight, you know. So and from that aspect, but for at least some people that, let's say, or some days that you don't have lab work, you're sitting in front of your computer, let's say, I don't know, writing a report, writing a paper, drafting a manuscript or something. And those days, I think it's like a balance, you know. At least like in that day, okay, I did not do any physical things, which means I have to do something. I have to do something about it. I don't know. I'll clean the house today. It's something like include a physical aspect of my day, you know. And sorry for cutting you off.
No, that's true. Like again, it's just I think because I go back home and I just don't want to move. I just want to like glue to my couch, turn on Netflix, and it's like that's it. And I'll order food. I'm not gonna even cook. I'm not gonna do anything. Like it's that level of like accessibility to laziness. You know, like I give you access to being lazy. I allow you to be lazy, and why not? Like, and I know how bad it is. I can feel it on my body, especially when I injured my knee. Like when I lost, like when my left leg became like half of my right leg over 3 weeks, like just 3 weeks of not moving, my leg just like boop, lost all of its mass. And I go, holy crap! Like, and then to like gain it back for me, it was like, I talked to you, I talked to different people. It's like just exercise it, just make sure it's moving. And then after 6 months, first I had to wait for it to heal, and then all of it like it's going so well and whatnot. But then once I was allowed to move it and like do like physical therapy with it, right? Then it took like what 2 to 3 months for me to fully recover my like left leg, like my knee and all of it. But it's still, I can feel that sometimes, some days, like you wake up, it's like, it's not working right. Like, it's not moving right? But I think that's mainly because of like the lack of exercise, the lack of going to the gym. There are some weeks, I would tell you, like there are some weeks where I wouldn't do my knee exercises, where I should be doing them every single day. And then sometimes like I go 1 week without doing them, and then I wake up on like a Friday, I go, wait, it feels off. Like just 1 week of not doing the exercises immediately like shows. So imagine like, and like I'm considered young, like I'm considered, it's just because of one injury, like my muscles just, that's it. Like if you don't train me every single day for a week, then I'm gonna make you suffer.
But here's the thing, that's the sad part, right? We don't start becoming aware of our body and physical health until we get hurt. And once you know the skeleton yes. الحمد لله يعني على نعمة الصحة، الحمد لله على كل شيء that keeping me going. بس من جد يعني I did not realize it. I mentioned in the beginning of this discussion that like at 25 was an age, kind of a critical turning point in my my life, aging wise, because I got my knee injury happened when I was 25, I think, or 26, around that time, or beginning of 26, and that's when I felt like everything is kind of degrading, physical wise,
downhill.
Yes, but it gave me, again, I'm grateful for that to happen at that age, because it gave me okay, let me back up. Before that time, before that injury, that knee injury, I felt, to be honest, I was naive, so I felt invincible. Like physical wise, I felt like I'm strong, I can run fast, I can jump high, I can play any sport I want, I can do anything physically that I want. I'm healthy, I'm working out, I'm doing all of that. But I felt like I had that fake belief that أنا أقوى واحد, I'm invincible, nothing can hurt me, And I got that injury, and it happens in a split of a second. It doesn't take time. It just happens. You don't plan it. You don't know when it's gonna happen. Just happened. أنت الحين مفرمل في البيت. You can't do anything, And it's one knee. You can't even shower properly. You can't stand for like more than 2 minutes.
You cannot.
You can sit in the toilet. Yes. Everything gets disrupted, and that's only one knee. يعني الحمد لله على الصحة. I can imagine الناس اللي الله يعينهم, they have bigger and more severe injuries, they have more disabilities. يا أخي, I feel for them. It's tough, especially men at a younger age, or even getting born like this, being born like this. Well, maybe being born like this can be a little bit easier because خلاص you're, that's what it is.
You don't know the alternative, maybe.
Yes. But بعدين, once you get that one injury, we become more aware of like, oh, I need to take care of my body. We're really weak. We're very, very weak. We're fragile.
Dude, we're so easy to break.
Yes, so very easy.
You get broken. Like, dude, I hurt my knee doing nothing. Like I was having fun in like I was having fun with my family in the sea. I was like, and that's it. Like you just hear it pop, and you go, "What?" That's all it takes.
And the funny thing, it's a one ligament, one tiny ligament, and you have other I think 4 or 5 other ligaments in the same knee to support it. But one ligament that went off, now your whole life is just disrupted.
And it's something microscopic. Like Like if I take it out and show it to you in the real world, you're like where is it?
Yeah, it's like,
It's so
I can
small.
give you this. It's probably more stronger than your
Right,
ligament.
right. But yeah, like it's the value of like having these healthy things, like, and that goes back to your original statement for this at least الى هذه الصفحه انه الناس الشيخوخه، الناس لما تكبر في السن كيف الممكن انه الواحد يعني ما يحزن عليهم، كيف ممكن الواحد يتعايش مع الموضوع. Well, unfortunately our lifestyle does not assist them, right? If they're growing older and they're not building these like muscles, they're not retaining their body strength, then it makes it worse for them. If they're not eating healthy, if we're not even helping them, we're not even educating them, we're not even telling them that, listen,
Yes.
stop eating this food, like you shouldn't eat this food. Instead of like sitting, like you, from the moment you wake up to the moment you go to sleep, you're on a couch. Maybe you should take your grandfather or father out for a walk for an hour, right?
That's the best
Maybe you
gift
should
you
take,
can give them.
right.
That's
So
the
just,
best
you know
gift
what,
you can give them.
even if it's hot outside, even if it's humid outside, just grab your mom and grab your dad and say, listen, let's go out for a walk, you know? At least one, you'll be able to connect with your parents or
Yes.
grandparents. Two, you're helping yourself because you're also lazy. You need to walk. I'm like a victim of that. I try my best to walk. I think I walk quite a lot, actually. I think I'm fine with walking. But like a lot of my friends, like some of them are healthier than me, some of them are fitter than me, but I go out with a walk for them, they start saying, dude, it's too hot, let's sit. I was like, what? Like, just continue the walk, like walk for 30 minutes, 40 minutes. So I
Get
think
hot,
it's important
yes.
to at least, like,
Feel the heat.
yeah, feel the heat, like, but like, يعني, at least for us, like the way for us to do something, I think, is like, if you're around your parents, that's great. Like you are blessed. Like there are people who are not, right? If you're around your grandparents, that even like, يعني, alhamdulillah, like you should wake up and go, alhamdulillah, I have all of my family around me. But like you should assist them by like, and you can do that like so easy. Like just ask your mom, ask your dad, like, okay, let's go out for a walk. Let's go out to this park. If you are near a farm, if you're near like I don't know, walk to a supermarket. Walk anywhere. Just walk, or just do some activities around the house. Just like you said, like have a garden. Like get a pet, walk a dog. I don't know, like do anything that at least gets you moving, because it's important to at least not, if you're not building your muscle back, at least retain what you have, right?
Yes.
And I think you know more about this than me. Like muscle retention is a lot easier than muscle building, right?
True. And muscle memory is real. Like, even if you cut off for, I don't know, 2 weeks, a month, even 2 months, you go back, it comes back really quickly. I know, like, the beginning can be tough, but it come back really quickly. And shout out to my mom, actually. My mom has been going to the gym for the past, like maybe now almost 3 months. Daily basis, she's doing like 3-4 classes a day. And I can see it
That's
reflecting on her mental health, her psyche, and her lifestyle. She's happier, she's healthier, she's standing more straight. And I encourage every person to help their parents. If you want to give them the best gift, literally, do with them some physical activity. With them.
Right.
You would spend more time,
and
connect with them away from technology and distractions. And health-wise, they will feel much, much better.
Yeah, and I think it doesn't cost much. Like, you know, you can cook your mom a meal. You can cook your dad a meal. And
Yeah.
when you cook it, you can make it very healthy, instead of them just taking a bunch of butter and like adding eggs to it, or taking like a bunch of oil and adding meat to it. You can cook them a healthy meal. You can bring fresh produce. You can bring clean produce, something organic, something that is not necessarily like tainted with a lot of pesticides. And like, again, I think the best gift, you said it, like the best gift is for you to just spend time with them and exercise, get them moving, get some healthy moments, like, because all you need to at least retain your memory, you retain your muscles. And احنا ما تكلمنا حتى على impact to our brains.
Yeah.
I think يعني, even for me, like I feel it myself, like the days that I'm super lazy, إذا ما قاعد أسوي ولا حاجة واصحى ثاني يوم واحتاج اروح اللاب, I feel a mental fog. I feel
Yes.
I'm so tired, and then like most of the time I don't even think about it twice. Like, I'm just tired. I'll drink a bunch of coffee. I'll figure it out. But like, it's
Coffee
usually because I
never.
ate. Yeah, but like it's usually because I ate really bad food the day before, or like
Yes.
did absolutely nothing the day before, and then your body goes, "Well, this is what you invested in. This is the payback, right? You invest in bad quality of life, you'll get bad quality of life." And then it also comes back to the original point of saying, well, okay, what do we do with older people? It's sad seeing them perish. It's sad seeing them in hospitals. It's sad seeing them in like with no support, nothing to do, no contribution. Well, it comes to the fact that okay, what if we reverse that? We try at least to reverse it. Get them moving, give them purpose of just enjoying your time with your grandkids, enjoying your time with your kids. Uh, Show them love, give them at least like a couple of great years, because that's what you're gonna remember. You're most likely to remember the last 5 years spending with a person than the entire years before it. So it's not the question of it is sad seeing old people. No, I think it's just sad seeing younger people around old people, because again, you have the blessing of having your mom, your dad, your grandparents around. Go spend time with them. Don't just say, oh man, my grandparent is very old, they can't move, they can't do much. Well, you can put them on a wheelchair and go out for a walk with them, right? You can go in a park, you can go, hell, go take them to a concert. I don't know, do something, right? There's so many
Sure.
things. Take them to a restaurant.
Yeah. So here's the thing.
So
So Anna, يعني, I agree with you. Everything you said. I mean, I encourage everyone should do that. But here's the thing. Like I'm talking, okay, the current or older generation, I think they have us millennials to kind of, we're still not dissociating from that part of empathy to older generation. We still see their values, we still respect them big time, and we have a lot of love and respect to them. We do. I believe millennials do.
mhm.
Uh, I'm like my concern, of course, is going to be selfish at the end of the day. Is like what's going to happen when we and you are old. You know, first, like our
When
generation, our generation started having less children, and that connection
yeah.
between that connection between children and older generation is dissociating because before that, like in our generation, at least growing up, we can see that how our parents treated their own parents, and we can see why they did that. There's that incentive that this older person, what wisdom you want, you're gonna take it from them. Life experience, things like this, you'll take it from them. They're the people who actually experienced it firsthand. If they don't, they had friends, they had a scenario they've seen. It might not be true, it might be applicable to you, but it is someone with huge wisdom that they lived and experienced a lot of things throughout their journey. But nowadays, I mean, we have chatbots, we have Google to gain this wisdom, to see this experience from all the data we have collected so far as humans. So that value kind of is not clear to like, okay, why do I need to connect to an older person? What am I gonna learn from them? I don't think they know how to use this technology, or I know how to use this better. We don't see, or in some cases, we lose that sight of that value. Okay, why am I going to have this conversation with this person? What am I going to learn? What are they going to learn from me? In that case, at least. I mean, of course, like there's the genuine connection. You like the person, you like their personality. They're funny, they're genuine, they're loving. You like spending time with them. But I'm talking, let's say, in general, in a professional setting, and I don't know, and in the streets. Like, why would you
Mhm.
put an extra step to connect with that person rather than connecting with a person, let's say, who's younger than you? You're hungry to learn from them. Like, what's happening in the world? Like, it's moving too fast. Teach me something, or from that sense.
Right.
So that's what I'm saying. Is like us as, let's say, millennials and Gen Z, when we older, when we reach, let's say, 70, 80 years old, what's gonna happen?
So 40 years from now, looking at I think I'll integrate with the AI, man. I'm just gonna go into general
I
AI
just
and just like
upload, hit upload.
yeah, I'll be part of the hype, right? Like I'll be part of the hype. But I think I don't know. It's very hard to predict because we see them today. Like in your family, or if you have people around you that are like great great grandchildren, right? Like not second generation, like third or fourth generation. Go see them how they interact with their grandparents. They don't even know how to talk to people who are like three generations older than them. Like they don't, like all they do is like they know TikTok, they know Instagram, like they know swipe technology, but like they don't know how to interact with older people. And sometimes people go like, why are they so rude? إيش الأخلاق الزفت هذه, you know? Like
And they're not rude. I think they just don't know
they're
better.
not, right? But like a lot of the times you hear like إيش ما حد رباها أو ما حد رباه. Like, oh, that's, yeah, true. ما حد رباه. He, like, they live in a technology world, right? So they don't know how to interact. They don't want to learn anything. You cannot invite, like, okay, so for at least for me, I remember this, right? Like I remember like going into the kitchen with my grandmother and learning how to make different, like just milk. I remember يعني احنا عندنا مزرعة فنجيب الحليب من المزرعة, and like I remember like my grandmother like would go and like, heat it up and like تبستر الحليب. Like you have to heat it up بس ما تخليه يغلي, ما تخليه for like, and this like I'm a young kid, but like I want some milk and like sugar and bread, like my grandmother would make it, and like to me it's like a memory that I would like remember forever. Like I like I interacted with my grandmother, but like I also like learned different things. I learned that I cannot just straight up drink milk, like it could kill you. Like, my grandmother was like, oh, you don't drink it, it will kill you, but she doesn't know why scientifically, but she knows from life experiences, if you drink raw cow milk you die. Like, so you have to heat it up, but if you heat it up and you let it boil, it burns. So like there is these life lessons, are like, okay, you heat up milk just right, and you learn it like from the smell, from the look, from the sound, and then you
Why
add
does it
these
kill
different
you?
spices. It has different types of bacteria and viruses. So one of the biggest bacteria is like TB. So if you drink raw milk, like you're putting yourself at risk of like getting like very very bad, like
Okay, so you
extremely
have to
bad.
boil it kind of to kill all these bacteria and then okay.
بس ترى it's like literally عشان كده لو تشتري اي حليب من السوق مكتوب عليه حليب مبستر. ممنوع. It's illegal to sell حليب ما هو مبستر.
Okay.
I think so, cow milk at least. So people might come and say like, oh, you can drink goat milk straight up. Yeah, goat milk is fine. Camel milk, you can drink it straight up, but not always. You could get like different viruses as well. So like I remember these things. I don't see younger kids today going to their grandmother's kitchen and go, I'm hungry, or like I want some milk, or like I want, like I'm just like you don't, because you'll just open your phone, order food, or just open the fridge and take like a can of milk, right?
And even if you want a recipe, you can just look it up.
You'll Google it. Yeah, you're not
Yes.
gonna, because I learned how to make, like if I'm making milk, like raw cow milk from the farm, like I learned how to make it like with like saffron, cardamom, and then you have to add like some form of like some sugars, right? Like
Like,
dates, you can add a little bit of dates
what are we doing about this to fix this? Getting older,
to
man.
fix it.
We're getting
So
older.
I think, right, I think the world around us is different now. I don't like. I think for us, AI robots will be a big part of our lives as we grow older.
Yeah.
Home assisted robots will be, I think, are going to be a big part of our lives. Especially that they're like the population is decreasing. People are not having kids. That will be a major issue. I think we'll just have to interact with the digital world, like we already are.
But that's
So might as well add another layer to it.
don't you think that's I don't know, like for me at least personally, that's a shitty way to go out. Like last days or last memories that I'm gonna remember, if I'm gonna remember it, but last days are like just a robot. I'm asking it to make me food, to walk me, to do things for me. Let's say I'm not, like, I still have my biological body, right? I'm not integrated into
Right,
some
you're
form
not.
of
You're not me.
yeah. And like, I don't know, it's just a sad way to go. But at the same time, I don't know. If I feel like living a full life, however I'm gonna go, I'm gonna go. I don't care.
Well, so yeah, I think it's how, again, it's how our memory works. It's how we remember things. it's not going to be sad for you. It's going to be sad for the younger people when they see. So I think there will be a change, right? So right now we see older generation and we feel sad for them. So we try to invent things and create things that make their life better. So we're going to invent robots for them, like, oh, this poor person هذا يعني الشيخ الكبير ما حد يساعده خلاص, let me bring him a robot that will do everything for him, right? So I see a suffering and pain, I try to fix it, I bring you a solution. And then once you see that, like our generation, when we live with the robots, you go, I think the younger generation will go, wow, what a sad life. They do not have human interaction. We should eliminate robots. We should have more kids. We should make sure that there are values. I think it will recycle itself. I think it will. I'm being optimistic. I don't know. Maybe it's naive of me to think like this, but I think we will introduce human assistant robots to help our lives. But I think we will see how sad and dark that is. And then we will just recycle back and say, okay, you know what? You guys have no worries in the life right now. You don't need to work. You don't need to do a lot of these things. Go have kids. And the moment you go and have kids back again, then you'll have those sense of family, sense of values to come back. And
I hope so. I really hope so.
In the long run, because like we are looking at it right now, right? Because I think we rarely change as humans. We see problems, we fix them. The problem right now is طب الشيخوخة is a solution to aging people, right? Because there are aging people with different diseases, different kind of health issues. Then I need to create this branch of medicine to help them. Great. So we create this branch of medicine to help them. And the more elder people you'll have, the more likely people will specialize in that, right? And then comes, okay, these older people do not have families because they never had kids. So therefore, we need to create human robots and assisted robots to make their life quality better. But then you'll go, oh, crap, now they don't have any human interactions whatsoever. Their life is sad. Can I mimic human interaction with AI? Probably,
Yes.
but I think it will get sadder. Because then there is no physical connection, there's no physical interaction. It's just mental, right? It's a mental stimulant. Like interacting with a chatbot is just a mental stimulant. There is
No, but if it's a humanoid,
if
it's a humanoid,
you're not. Well, okay, maybe you can hug a humanoid and feel warmth. I don't know.
I mean, this version of the
Elon Musk will
humanoid,
fix this issue.
there's a lot of like work is being done on artificial skin and
right.
mimicking warmth
Yeah,
of the human body and all that.
Yeah, we will feel sad for those people. Or a younger generation will feel sad for us because we're creating those solutions for us, for our generation, most likely. Then they'll figure out, they're like, okay, we shouldn't do that. We should actually get back to our great grandfather. Where like, okay, have kids. At least every family, every household should have like 4 or 5 kids, and then create a bigger, like, loving environment where when you grow older, you don't want to interact with a robot that has no sense of emotions. You do want to interact with your like family, immediate blood, right? And I think it will recycle itself. Again, being optimistic, because we see a problem today, we fix it with another problem that we will see as a problem, and then we will fix it hopefully with another problem that is good for us, right? Not all problems are bad for us. Some problems are really good for us.
Yeah, so it's interesting. It's interesting that you see it nowadays, for example, with the chatbots, like let's say the ChatGPT. You see people interacting with it more often than interacting with people nowadays, like throughout work, given tasks and doing all this. And some people actually, they give out their darkest secrets to the chatbots rather than their... Yes. Rather than their, I don't know, their family, their siblings, their parents, they would trust the chatbot more than they trust their own blood.
I've seen people. I don't want to throw them under the bus, but I've seen people. أعرفهم شخصيا, right? They يعني لما يطلعوا يسوقوا ساعة أو ساعتين في السيارة, بدال ما يكلم like زوجته أو صاحبه أو أخوه أو واحد like في الطريق او يسمع اوديو بوك, يقعد طول الطريق يكلموا chat bots, يسولفوا مع chat bots. The entire time they are on a road, they are speaking to chat bots. And I cannot help myself but feel very, very sad for them, because especially knowing انه مثلا في عندهم مرة ناس واجد يقدروا يكلمون، في عندك واجد اشياء تقدر تسويها، تقدر تسولف، تقدر تسمع اغاني، تقدر تسمع audio book, you can learn something, but you opt into a world where you're talking to a chatbot. So
It's
but this is a solution to loneliness, right? It
Yeah.
makes you feel less lonely, right? Which
Yes.
is again, loneliness existed because of our era of technology where people are isolated.
Yeah.
So we create these chatbots to assist us and help us with loneliness. But then we will feel very sad because we already feel very sad for these people. We already feel like sad انه ايش قاعد تسوي؟ You're talking to a robot ما عندك ولا انسان حولك تقدر تكلمه. Like I'm glad that at least you're talking to something that doesn't make you feel lonely, but like you feel sad انه ما عندك اصحاب، ما عندك احد حولك. Like really, this is the life you're living in? So you start to feel sad with the person with the tools that we created to make them feel less sad. Then you go, okay, now I feel sad for them, so I need to figure out a better way. Then you'll start to see like group therapies of like how to like eliminate AI interaction from your life.
AI detoxing.
I think so. I think it will be like that because, يعني, dude, you see all of these bots, and some of them are like just created for lonely, depressed, sad people. And that's not the solution. Yes, it will make them feel good for some time, but like looking at it from the outside perspective, is like, I think I just made their life worse. Instead of me introducing them to the world and ask them to go out, enjoy the world, take a walk with another person, go and socialize, go something, right? Now I gave you something that you never need to do that, and I think that makes your life worse. So this is what I'm saying. Like,
let's end it on a good note.
Yeah,
I think
my
we
good
live.
notes is.
I mean, my good note is that we live in a really lucky, amazing, blissful era where medicine is doing amazing, and our understanding, awareness of our health and how our body functions is really advanced. So I think we are more aware of what our bodies need, how to treat it, how to handle it, how to navigate health issues much better than it used to be. We have less infections, we have antibiotics, we have a lot of medicine that saved even billions of lives. So we are blessed. I think we're very lucky to be alive in these times, you know?
I agree, 100%.
What's going to happen later when we're older, God knows, but I think it's something us millennials, we need to start taking seriously because it's coming in fast.
Yeah. So yeah, أنا like عشان بس ننهي الصفحة على شيء كويس. I think we create solutions to our problems, and I think we'll recycle all of our human values. Some of them are taking away right now, but I think we will get them back because we will see it. I am a person who forever will be in great debt to modern medicine. I am alive today because of modern medicine.
Yeah.
I survive every single day, every single of my waking day, thanks to modern medicine. يعني الحمد لله إنه I have access to this medicine. الحمد لله إنه أنا انولدت في السعودية where we have access to unlimited resources, because I know in other places on this earth with what like if I'm يعني لو أنا انولدت في أي مكان ثاني في العالم I might not be alive today. Just purely for two things: availability of medicine and access to it. So alhamdulillah to modern medicine, alhamdulillah for the place I'm in. But like I think also that we are gonna definitely recycle all of our human emotions back again. I think we will have because eventually we will see the problems with all of these tools, and then we will fix them, and then we will get back to our regular human pathway. Hopefully, I'm being optimistic.
Inshallah. All right. Have a wonderful day, everyone.
Yeah, have a great day. Get to work. Hopefully the weekend is approaching quickly, and then Eid break is starting next week. Starting I think by next weekend or something.
Yes. وكل عام وانتم بخير. إذا did not catch you up. We'll see you before.
We'll catch you up. We'll see you before that. All right. Yeah.
All right. Have a good day, everyone. Oops.